Hey everyone, welcome to the GTraderPro Weekly Stock Forecast. I'm Gil, and it's Sunday, and I'm here to take a look at the upcoming week. We're going to look at our key stocks in our group, talk about what's likely to occur in this week going forward, and as well as take a look at what has taken place over the last week or so as we've been talking. So let's take a peek at our stocks here and take a look at what we're looking for coming into the new week. And we're going to start out with Tesla. Now, as we've said over the last several weeks, despite any advances in this stock, Tesla ultimately is heading lower and should be heading lower over the next several months. One of the prices we were looking for was $357, and we can see here that during the course of this past week, in particular on Monday and Tuesday, the market was up at $357. This week we notified our traders in our Discord channel and in our live rooms that we could short Tesla at $357, $358. Unless they closed a day above it. And we can see here on Monday and Tuesday that they tested it each day but did not close any day above it. We would short and continue to look for short opportunities in this stock unless it was actually above 387. So we've got two important prices. The first failure point is about 358. The slightly more extreme is 388. We're looking to short either of these two levels in this stock. During the course of this upcoming week, I believe we'll be down around the 300 level, the next important juncture for the stock on the downside. And we can also simply see here that our stochastic has topped and has turned back down and is heading down. But we're looking for shorts. We did some shorting this week at 357, 358. We would scale in additionally, so we've saved a little bit of firepower for 388 just in case they reach there. It's not likely they'll reach the 388 level. Again, the next downside target is 300. Below that are one of our main targets on the downside, not in particular for this week, but a little bit longer term I don't mind sharing with you is 250, 252 area. But the first one this week, 300, very likely that we see that in this stock. So again, we would be looking for bounces, any bounces early in the week for opportunities on the short side. Moving forward to NVIDIA, we had some great calls over the last couple of weeks on NVIDIA. One of the things I've told you in previous videos was NVIDIA would go up to 148. It would then continue on up to 156 and ultimately get up to about 170. This is a new additional level. Since we closed above the 156, 157 level, that lights up 170 as the next upside target. Again, so we only want to be long in NVIDIA. We want to be looking for opportunities. You can see a little bit of the consolidation that occurred here early in the month of June at the 142, 144 price from past videos that I've done. You remember that this was where we needed to get above a breakout level and would simply get us up to 148. They took care of that nicely, and they gapped over it, and we've closed once again above the 156 price. Not a lot above it, but enough to say, hey, that actually opens up the door to 170, and I think we can see that upside target this week. If not this week, very, very soon. So there's our NVIDIA. We want to buy pullbacks. We would welcome a pullback if we got one to 148. And we would certainly buy 144. So this is where we would buy the stock on any pullback. Next up, we have Microsoft, another stock that's been doing tremendously well, making new all-time highs at prices we discussed. Back in May, we talked about when they get above, and I anticipated they would get above $453, that the next major level was $490, and then above $490, we will get to 525. The question on 525 is simply timing. How quickly will we get to 525? Can we get there this week, this upcoming week, as we head into the 4th of July? I believe we can. The strong close was above 490. This is a weekly chart. So not only is this a daily close, but it is a weekly close. And that again confirms indeed that 525 to 526 is absolutely going to be targeted by this stock. So over the next week or two, we expect to see Microsoft up at that level. Certainly, I expect it to continue to close weekly above 490 to make this target a little bit more imminent. And so again, once again, we would buy pullbacks. Let's just change this chart briefly to a daily chart and say, again, we've done over 490 now for the last 3 days of the week. You can see on Tuesday, it took a slight pause there, and 490 was closed above for 3 days. So we could buy 490 or even about down to 480. I think the strongest Microsoft stays above 470 right now. So we would look for pullbacks and stay with that idea unless they broke 470. Breaking 470 would likely signal that they come back down to 452. And right now I don't see that happening. Moving over to Amazon, another breakout stock that has done very, very well. Here's a daily chart. And you may recall from previous videos, over the last couple of weeks, 214 was an important price. We had pulled back. They had been above 214. They pulled back. Didn't quite get down to a level we wanted to buy at 206. That swing low is about 207. So they missed the buy, the absolute best buy level we were looking for, by just a point. And that signifies strength. And then we have this beautiful gap up, and last week was just really strong week, of course. In the markets in general, tech was very strong. Microsoft broke out above 221. That tells us 226 to 229 likely this week. So these are our upside targets. Not sure we'll get an opportunity to get long, but for traders who may be, or investors who may be long Amazon stock, I would look for 226 and 229 this week. These are likely to give the market a pause, and there may be some pullback. So if you've got a nice gain built into Amazon stock, you may want to start thinking about trimming back the portfolio just a little bit, 226, 229, and reload on those shares on a pullback. Just a little bit of a timing play there in Amazon. But really, again, just a really nice looking position for Amazon stock. Apple, on the other hand, continues just to be kind of the dog of the group. Just does not really go far. Recently, I talked about the vast importance of 195. If they failed at 195, they would get down to 186. We can see the pullback to 195, and they held that level nicely. Now, there's a small move up in the stock, but we can see they've spent a lot of time between 200, 201, 204. They've really done nothing to get up to 210. They have not failed at 195, and this is the price I've said continues to be really make or break for this stock. I know they've been talked about recently here, but that 195, as long as they stay above there, they stay in decent shape. Again, it made for an all right, an okay buy level, and a small gain for anybody who jumped on that. If Apple's going to get going, they're going to get up closer to 208 to 210, and after this success here, we'll see as we come into the week. Monday, Tuesday, going to be very important. Any more pullbacks to 195, again, very critical. Sooner or later, they've got to do something with this and should get up to 208 to 210. That price area is possible this week with what they've done a week or so ago with the 195. So I do like that, and that leaves me optimistic on Apple to get up to 208 to 210 in the near term. Meta, just another one of our favorite stocks in the group, done very, very well. We can see here that we've got all-time highs sitting over here at the 741 level. On the way back up to 741, I mentioned recently here that Meta will absolutely get to 718 and 725. They've done that. They exceeded both of those levels this past week, in a very strong week, again, for the stock and for tech. And that certainly tells us the all-time high is coming. We should head back on up, no big deal. And then we will be making new all-time highs in this stock. And I'll be releasing that next week as to where the longer-term outlook for Meta is going. And it may be significantly higher, well into the 800s, but I'll work up a significant price. I don't have one at this point just yet. I want to see the early action coming into the week. But we should be heading up. Let me just take a quick peek here. Yeah, certainly new all-time highs at 750, just above the 740 level. 750, 760. This will be a nominal new high, likely coming this week. We'll look for 750 to 760 based on what I see on the chart right in front of me. But ultimately here, this stock is going to be going significantly higher, well into the 800s. And if we get a pullback in the stock, we were going to take advantage of that. We want to continue to be long from in Meta over the next several months as I see it. MicroStrategy's up next. MicroStrategy's done all right. As you know, we've been looking to short the stock up against the 400 level. Friday they reached 400, pulled back nicely, giving some traders a short-term short opportunity. We've said we will continue to short the stock between 400 and 420 unless they can close a daily daily close above $420. We would look to either short 400 and 420. If they were to close above 420, that would trigger a run to 462, so we wouldn't want to stay short with that. But if you're willing to scale into the stock, again, it should be ultimately heading lower. Well, this is one of the major support levels. We've got a little bit two of them close by, but 355 is significant. A break of that opens up 311. So we can see here over the last several weeks, really the last month, that they have certainly tested these levels and are holding, but they're very contained. So we get more bullish with the stock above 420, and we get much more bearish below 355. This is the range they're trading in here, and the bulk of the time over the last 4, 5, 6 weeks has been indeed between these two important levels. So again, we've got some traders who shorted on Friday. We're holding for a decline back down to 365. This will be our next target. 365 and 355 are targets for anybody who might be short MicroStrategies from 397. Lastly, our favorite new addition, Netflix. We've talked about this recently. Again, over the last couple of weeks, we added this to our portfolio of stocks back at the end of May. And this was a beautiful, beautiful long trade that we took. You may recall, go back and listen to the video. We said we could buy 1180 and that they would ultimately get to 1240, break out above 1240, and we had some upside targets. And the main one was 1301. We had 1280 and then we had 1301. 1301 was exceeded on Thursday and Friday. So this made for a beautiful call that we made here a couple of weeks back. Beautiful, beautiful run. Over 100 points in the stock, and made for, like I said, made for a great trade. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to wait for a pullback. Netflix will continue to make new all-time highs. We're looking for a pullback. We'll see what we can do with it. Right now, I'm going to be looking for 1325 again, which they've done on Friday. They've reached that, so any pullbacks will reignite 1325 and 1350. So these are going to be some near-term prices we expect to see this week. If we get an opportunity, we'll get long. I suspect we may not get a great buy entry on Netflix here this week. If we get one, we'll take advantage of it. And on the longer term, considerably higher new all-time highs coming in Netflix. And I think that wraps up our portfolio. So again, I thank you for watching. Hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell so you never miss a beat. And I certainly invite you to join our free Discord community where we provide daily insights, daily updates, a morning brief for the markets about 2 hours prior to the market opening. We update our traders as to what we're looking for, and you can join in with our trader chat as well. The link is in the description. And be sure to visit GTraderPro.com where you can learn more about our one-to-one training, the tools and resources that we provide. And be sure to follow us on social media so you stay connected with us at all times. Hope you have a great week. Should be a great week of trading. It's a holiday shortened week. Enjoy the 4th of July, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you here again. Thank you for watching.